Okay, so I'm just going to go over real quick the kinds of things I've learned this semester so you get an idea of where I started and where I'm at now. So at the beginning of the semester, all I really knew how to do in Unreal Engine was how to make trains, how to use the video sequencer in Unreal Engine to animate the camera around, render that out into, frames, and then compile that into video. And then the other thing I knew to do was, animating objects with keyframes and bringing in things like flipbooks and things related to terrain, from that independent study that I did in the past. And that was pretty much it, honestly. I didn't know much of anything to do with the blueprint system, which is the visual programming system in Unreal Engine that allows for game mechanics. And I was intimidated by it, honestly, a little bit. Because it's a lot to learn, it's like, do I know how to speak French? No. Learn a few words? Still not enough to give me confidence. Learn a few hundred words or 1,000 words? Plenty of confidence. So the point of the semester was to get me to the point of understanding how the blueprints work and what kind of things can be referenced in it and what kind of things do what and what kind of things you need. And I'm just going to go over what I learned. Okay, so I learned widgets, which is the pop-up interfaces, and how you can put text and buttons and linking the buttons to different functionality, like playing an animation or going to a menu. So, the widget system, what overlays on the screen and how you can reference things in the game through variables and mathematic, is this equal or less to then this variable, and you link that variable to, different things that happen in the game, like collision events or often collision events is the main thing, but not the only thing. So there's that. Then, okay, how to get an AI working. What code allows the AI character to see its environment. Things like that, which, working with collision boxes, seeing ponds, things like that. Making static meshes that and referencing them, telling them that if there's a collision event, do these mathematical calculations, if this is less than this, greater than that, add this to that, and that has to be the health bar or the hunger bar, which is a progress bar that's been linked to some graphics that blend two things together, and then if the health bar mathematics falls over under this amount, trigger this event, which could be a pop-up menu or that kind of stuff. So essentially, I've learned how to get. I've also learned how to bring a character in, a custom character, bring in animations from Mixamo or other sources, and link them in to blueprint systems, which is systems that say if you click this with your keyboard, do this. If you click that, do that. Animation. When it's appropriate to play what animation and how. And then also connecting, objects to characters, like the swords and the shields, how to connect it to joint system, and then with this, how to work with line tracing a little bit, and with line tracing, okay, there's a weird collision event that happened right there. But anyway, basically, line tracing, telling it's like, okay, if you hit this, then you can grab it and move it around, and, how to get that working. Um, yeah, so if there's any of this you want to go in depth in person over, like, this box says where the AI can roam and where they can't roam. Um, yeah, basically, if you want to go over any of the code with me for some reason, I'm more than happy to go over anything in detail over Skype. Um, but I learned a lot this semester because, not all the tutorials had everything that I wanted to learn, so I had to go piece a few tutorials together to get some things working properly. And the fact that I'm able to piece code together, because I understand, there's only so many categories of code, and there's only so many references to the code. Like, each piece of code you have to be referencing what you want it to affect, so referencing the AI character, an object, your player character, whatever it is. And then mathematical calculations, and then if certain things are equal to certain things, then you have these like branches, which are if-then statements. If this is true, then activate that, and if that's not true, then don't activate it, or if it's not true, activate something. So I kind of got a good grasp of Unreal Engine now, the game mechanics. Obviously, this is a big program. There's a whole lot to learn. Usually it takes a few years for a team of people to make a game. Could an individual make a game in like 2 years with a lot of hours? Yeah. A high-end game. But the point is, I've learned enough that I'm comfortable in this program, and I continue to plan, still learn it, but more on a need-to-know basis, which my main focus at this point is shifting more towards storytelling and animation. And I've joined a bunch of Facebook groups on virtual production in Unreal Engine, so how to get HTC vibes and things like that, interacting with your location in Unreal Engine, and how to do live keying in Unreal Engine with tracking from the HTC Vive trackers and iPhones, and using your iPhone as a virtual camera, and getting dynamic hair and clothes in real time. All these kind of things, I'm going to focus more on that kind of side of things, and then shift my way back into app development and game development in Unreal Engine in my free time. Past grad school. Yeah. So another thing is you were talking about maybe switching over teaching students from Unity to Unreal Engine. You should look at on YouTube or on Unreal Engine's site. They just released yesterday a promo video for Unreal Engine 5. Every time there's been a new generation of Unreal Engine, there's been massive changes to the maximum potential of polygon count in a scene for the hardware that you're running. So in about 6 months, the beta for Unreal Engine 5 is going to be out, and it looks amazing. Basically, they said an Xbox, I think 5 could run the most beautiful, complicated scenes in real time. Real lighting, real physics, real everything. Anyway, I'm just saying in 6 months to a year, Unity's graphics are going to be actually quite behind Unreal Engines by a lot more than they are now. If Unity doesn't, do something to step up where they're at. I know Unity's good for certain things that are Unreal Engine's not as good, but for graphics-wise, Unreal Engine's expanding quick. Anyway, that's it for this independent study. Of course, if you want to Skype with me and go into detail of anything, I'm happy to do so.